Well, hello and welcome to this live session. I'm going to be uh, chatting with the very talented and I think inarguably the most loved independent band that the country has seen, Euphoria. It's it's an amazing thing to be able to see their journey. I think the first time I saw them perform was probably in the early 90s. I think I was still in school and I saw Polly and gang perform. I think it was Maulana Azad Medical College in Delhi. Yes, so those memories are still so fresh in my mind. Uh, yes, I can see that Polly has joined us. Give me a second. How do I do this? I think I'll need to. Hey, Polly, I think you will need to uh, send a request to join. I think that's the way it works. How do you do that? Guys, do you know how to do that? Okay. Add. Go to the live room. No. Yes. There we go. I'm sending you a request. I've sent you a request. And I think you will be joining us. There we go. How are you?
Vipin!
How are you doing, Polly?
I'm good, यार. तेरा वर्जन सुन के मैं बहुत खुश हो गया हूँ. So I'm doing very good right now.
Thank you
You know,
so much. That's
बहुत अच्छा, बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा version. Lovely version. Lovely version.
Thank you so much, bro. You are as generous as ever, as a
नहीं यार.
person and as a musician, and as with your compliments. You've always been generous.
Vipin, I tell you what. It's
Hmm.
amazing how many of you are watching us, but I must tell you this, that Vipin and I, we know each other for so many years that I can't even count. We were both he was about 2 years old and I was about 5 years old when we started working with each other.
Yeah. Given that you are 26 and I'm 25, that seems about right.
So many years, and everybody who's watching this should know that my first introduction to Vipin, he was speaking about watching us at Mamsi. My first introduction to Vipin was a long-haired guy with beard and everything, and he was singing with Parikrama. He was their guitar player and he was their singer. And I still remember, going to him, and at that time, Euphoria and Parikrama were like the biggest rivals in music. But I still remember going to Vipin and telling him that, Vipin, man, this is the best vocals I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard anybody sing like this, and I've never heard anybody play guitar and sing, and with this kind of presence. Things changed, and then Vipin and I, we started working with each other. He was my producer for many jingles, and when he was in Delhi, and it's amazing what a journey both of us have had, and now so many years later, when he's doing a version of Maeri, I just feel so emotional. और विपिन मेरा हमेशा से ही भाई है, but what he has done with Maeri yesterday, it made me extremely emotional, and I've always been very supportive and encouraging for whatever he's done. But what he did yesterday just took my heart. So thank you so much, Vipin. Before anything else, thank you so much.
I need to thank you, Polly, for all the great music that we've been enjoying for so many years. You know,
Thank
and before we move on to other things, because there's so much that I want to ask you, and this is genuine because we've known each other for so many years. I don't think we've ever really sat down and had a aram se lamba chat, because it's always been
No,
before,
Vipin,
after gigs.
yeah. So that chats are all reserved for Vikram.
Yes, of course, without a doubt.
Everybody's watching this. Vipin's elder brother Vikram is actually, he's not only our sound engineer and he's also our video director. He's also one of my closest friends. और विपिन को पता है कि मैं और विक्रम बैठ के we can speak for hours, मतलब घंटे घंटे हम लोग बात कर सकते हैं. विपिन, I must tell you this, हम लोग we were touring at that time, and Vikram and I used to get hungry at some 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So he used to walk from our hotel to one of the there's this eatery over there called Denny's. So we used to walk till Denny's, which was about almost like 2-3 kilometers away, and continuously talk, and then sit over there, talk, then come back from there, talk. So all the talk for Vikram, आज हम दोनों बात करेंगे.
Correct. Actually, yes, Vikram has been our common source of being in touch in a way, because I keep getting to hear about everything that you've been up to with your music through Vikram, and I'm sure it's vice versa. Because yeah,
Yes.
but
But I
I'm
follow
going
you.
to tell you this.
I follow you any
Yes,
which
Paul.
way. I follow all your music and I love your music. You know it. I've always loved your music. So I still follow music, and I'm so happy that you do what your heart says and you walk the path that your heart shows you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Polly. Again, generous as always, but thank you so much. But I'm going to tell you, because I don't think I met you after that gig, and I'm going to tell everybody who's joined us that although I've seen so many of your gigs for so many years, this is relatively recent, and I think I shared this message with you. You know, when you guys were playing at Hard Rock at Worli, and Vikram was doing the sound, and I was like, boss, मेरे को आना है देखने, बहुत टाइम हो गया मैंने देखा नहीं. So he said, yeah, come join us wherever. तो हम लोग दोनों, we had our beers in our hand, and we were watching the show, and you guys started out, and I haven't seen that sort of the kind of attention the audience gave, because it's not about the number of people, it's about how they respond to the moment the band comes on stage, and it blew me that all those people, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, jo bhi tha, everybody knew so many of your songs. They were singing it together, word for word. And when Maeri started, that moment still makes me feel so happy, that I think that is such a great achievement. Such a great achievement for somebody who's done it on their own terms, for somebody who's done it without the moolah and the support that comes with so much of the corporate and the major labels, and for somebody who's literally walked that path every step, right? There's been no shortcuts, there's been no Maibafs, there's been no G Azuri, there's been no sellouts. It was one of the happiest moments of my life when it comes to seeing independent music.
See, Vipin, the thing is this, that you know it. We've been talking about this for many years. The fact being कि यार हम लोग जो बंदे हैं ना यार, हमें ना किसी की वो जो होता है ना orders नहीं लिए जाते, बहुत मुश्किल है. Which is why even when I became a doctor, I could not work in a hospital. I had my own clinic. नहीं ली जाती. और उसके बाद जब म्यूजिक की बारी आती है फिर तो और भी मुश्किल होता है टू स्टार्ट टेकिंग पीपल्स डिमांड्स के इस तरह से. मुझे अभी तक याद है व्हेन यू डन योर फर्स्ट फिल्म एंड इट वाज सच अ बिग हिट, द पहला प्यार, इट वाज सच अ बिग हिट, एंड आई स्टिल रिमेंबर मीटिंग यू आफ्टर दैट एंड यू सेड यार मुझसे नहीं होता, बिकॉज मुझसे ना उन लोगों की जो बातें हैं, मैं वैसा काम नहीं कर सकता जहां पे मुझे बताया जा रहा है कि ये करो और ऐसा करो और वैसा करो. एंड आई वाज सो इम्प्रेस्ड. इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर पीपल इन बॉलीवुड टू एक्चुअली गेट आउट ऑफ दोस, मतलब वो क्लचेस से निकलना बहुत very difficult. People get into that quicksand and वो फिर धंसते रहते हैं. तो in my so I actually अब इसको तुम गुड लक बोल लो या बैड लक बोल लो, मुझे कभी फिल्म वालों ने कभी इतना ध्यान से देखा ही नहीं. They were not really interested in me for a lot of reasons. I mean, मैं क्या गिनाऊंगा तुझे, but the lot of reasons, one of the reasons I think they didn't look at me was because in their head they already knew that इसको कुछ बोलना का कोई फायदा नहीं है, because he will do it his way. That is reason number two. I also feel this, Vipin, and you know it very well, that everybody knows that independent music and music from the heart is always the right music. कुछ भी, because the film music is always made according to a situation, somebody else's vision, somebody else's thought. So I think a lot of people alone के यार ये कुछ करता है ना, सो करने दो. I feel that way. So I'm lucky, I'm blessed.
No, I agree with you, because this was one of the things that I feel very sad about, that all the music that we do in our country is done for some sort of a purpose. It is serving the need of a larger giant or a larger industry, so to speak of. मैंने recently एक vlog शुरू किया in which I tell people, about the music scene, just to help them figure out a way, because it is still so ambiguous, right? How do you make a profession in music? It's so ambiguous. And while I was writing that, I realized that basically, I mean, we have what? We have a film industry, we have an advertising industry, we have a television industry, and then we have this OTT, which is sort of amalgamation from all these industries. And all the people who are doing music are queuing up to be in one of these
Absolutely.
industries, because that is, I mean, the fact of the matter is that these are the only places where the money is good, where they're actually paying you, right? And
Yes.
so what happens? I mean, basically, then that happens that everybody who's doing music is doing it as a second fiddle to support the story of a film or a TV. So then, what happens to what the musician has to say, the artist has to say? That can only come through the kind of music that you are writing, the kind of music that you're doing.
So the thing is that music has always been a part of the film industry in this country. वो अच्छी बात है, ये बुरी बात है, मैं नहीं जानता हूँ, but it's always been a part of the film industry from times immemorial. Like when we were also kids and we were growing up, the only music we ever heard was film music, and that is what has stayed like this forever. Now what has happened is also because that it has become such a big behemoth, it's taken over everything, so it's very difficult for anybody to break through. Where the musicians are concerned, singers are concerned, I think जो भी गाना चाहता है या फिर उसको पता है कि the only way to get fame and fortune is actually the film industry. What they don't
Yes.
realize, your lifespan film industry is very short. But unless
Yes.
I like say Pritam, जो कि बहुत सालों से मतलब he's going on and on. So otherwise everybody has a very short, or maybe say Vishal Datlani, great life span. Otherwise film industry में लोगों का लाइफ स्पैन बहुत छोटा होता है, और उसके अंदर भी is very difficult for people to have their own expression and their own thought. So I
Correct.
think you're doing a very good job explaining to the youngsters. Maybe things are not the way they should be today, but maybe
Yeah.
in the future, say about a year or 2 or 3 or 4. See, with the pandemic, already a lot of things have got shaken up. बहुत सारी
Yeah.
चीजें badly shaken up. If you see, normal films are not coming out. Films अगर निकल रही भी हैं तो they're coming on OTT, जहाँ पे सब उनके मजाक ही उड़ा रहे हैं. So it's not an ideal situation right now for the film industry also. तो उनको भी अपनी गेम करनी पड़ेगी. कभी ना कभी उनको अपनी गेम अप करनी ही पड़ेगी. मतलब all the crap that they've been doing for many years, they'll have to realize कि ये ठीक नहीं है. Automatically it will also improve, and once music will improve, the better people who actually are saying that, this is what I want to say, this is my voice, they'll get a voice. So that time will come. तब तक हम जैसे लोग और विपिन मिश्रा जैसे लोग झंडा लेके चलते रहेंगे. आप लोग चलना चाहते हैं हमारे.
Correct. But I hope so, because we've been seeing this independent scene. I mean, the whole rebel brigade, which I think all of us are. I mean, what, since the 90s, right? And
Yes.
When MTV came, it was our beacon of hope. Ki, अच्छा चलो अभी तो MTV आ गया है. And
Oh,
before we realized, MTV became pretty Bollywood, right? Then they said, okay, this has
not,
now become Bollywood. Now we'll get
no,
Channel V.
actually, it is not only Bollywood. Actually, it's not MTV anymore. It should be Balle Balle TV.
Correct. Exactly. So basically, everything that came as a beacon of hope, कि चलो अभी now we'll break through. Abhi we have MTV. We don't need to worry about films. We'll do music videos, and everything just kept getting eaten up by this big thing. But see, today I spent more than usual time on your YouTube channel. I went through a lot of the videos that you've been uploading, and so I wrote a couple of questions so that I could sort of be specific. Is that I've been seeing this side of you, which has been highlighting the state of the music industry, which has been highlighting both the problems, the shortcomings, and even the solutions. And actually, it came to the fore for me with, I think that is your latest original which you put out, which was Abhi Khatam Nahi Ladai. Am I right?
Yes.
Right. And that really blew me. That's first, I've got to congratulate you, because I think it was a great track. It had a unique feel. It was an anthem, but it was not a Western anthem. It was an anthem, but it was not an anthem from Lagan. It was just something very nice. Very nice.
Thank you,
Really, Polly. Really, I
Thank you.
commented when you put that out. It was very nice. And it is so relevant, because अभी खत्म नहीं लड़ाई तो अभी भी चल रही है. And this is something that I wanted to discuss, that when was it that you started feeling this? What is your perception about the industry, and what do you think are the solutions?
I started thinking about it on minus day 100. From the day I changed. No, really, see, I'll tell you what, Vipin, I don't know if you remember, 1995 is the first time I took out a Hindi song, which was Shanana. And that time
Yes.
we all music in English and rock music. And at that time
Yes.
also, everybody, it is not, we are not doing the right thing, because what is happening is that this country is always looking at people to imitate other people to support them. They
Yes.
don't want the original, like even people used to come to the concert and say, "Arey yaar, Led Zeppelin कितना अच्छा गा रहा है," या फिर "अरे ये The Who कितना अच्छा गा रहा है," या फिर "अरे Pink Floyd क्या cover किया." That is not a compliment. Yeah,
Yes.
this is not, what's the purpose of playing a solo which is exactly like Brian May? That is not a compliment. I feel that way.
Yes.
Or तुमने एक रिची ब्लैकमोर का सोलो कर लिया, या फिर जॉन लॉर्ड का तुमने बहुत अच्छे, that is not a compliment. And basically every musician was being pushed into that. Be like that. Be like that. And when I came in, also that was the first thought in my mind. Why should I be like anybody? I want to be like myself. This is who I want to be. And the only way to break those shackles is that whether people like your music or you don't like your music, put out your music. पहली बात थी वो तो यार. So you can imagine now, bro, since 1995, we are sitting in 2021. That's already 26 years. 26 years, I've felt this every day. Vipin, every day I feel that way. We get on stage. Earlier when we used to get on stage, Zoom and all, people used to, request for English rock bands. Uska gana gao, uska gana gao. I still remember, we did a show at, in Bombay in a place called Rang Bhavan.
Yes.
And I remember people were, they were abusing us. The bottles were coming on the stage. The middle fingers was happening. The people were taking out their pants and showing me their bums. Can you imagine, yaar? Main kya karta sabko dekhkar? But all this was happening. And because we played Dhoom Pichak, and they got so enraged. And after that, I must tell you, this is a very interesting, trivia. Vipin, right after playing Dhoom Pichak, we played Highway Star. We played Jumped by Killen, and we played Collective Soul Light. Shine.
Yes.
So we played
Yes.
song. So all of them went shant, and then they're asking, Maeri bajao, Maeri bajao. So actually, the thing is what people want to do, they want to break you. They don't want to help you. Even now, to date, some of them are my friends who are actually telling me, yaar, why don't you use uske lyrics? Why don't you use that kind of music? Why don't you use... You understand what I'm saying? Nobody wants... In this country, somehow, nobody wants you to be original. Whether it's good music, bad music, what difference does it make? It's your music. Just दिन पहले Kurt Cobain ने अपना गाना बजाया था, there were 7 people in the audience. So, but he stuck to it. So what I'm telling you is, bro, the ladai has been on for all these years. And I know I'm fighting a very lonely battle. There are very, very few people who have joined me like you, who joined me in this fight. But at the end of the day, I think every musician and every listener in this country will have to understand that we are actually killing our music every day by being quiet, by not raising our voice, by not rebelling against these people who are actually a mob. And you have to do some point or the other. मतलब कब तक तुम इस चीज को खेलोगे? तो वही लड़ाई ऑन है. ये फिजिकल लड़ाई नहीं है, ये स्पिरिचुअल लड़ाई है.
Absolutely. No, I agree, and so much of what you said resonates, because like with everything else in our country, we have a tendency to corrupt everything.
Yes.
And I'm saying we because I'm saying it as a collective. Because see, what happens is, you know it and I know it right now, the music that is being fed to people, and that is the word I'm using, fed, because that is exactly what's happening. It's all one contrived plan in which everybody who says Ji Huzur and picks up your phone at 2 a.m. to join them, it could be for, snorting or drinking or whatever else, then you're part of the circle. And then once you're part of the circle, and those are the guys who are constantly propped up. And I think that the one thing that, Polly, I'm realizing is that, and I've been browsing quite a lot of music online, is that the quality of songwriting and music production in general is getting progressively better. I guess every year I'm seeing leaps and bounds taken by people, and I think obviously technology is helping, softwares are helping. It's now much easier to put down your idea. But yes, and I think the only hope is that the listeners have to turn.
Absolutely.
Nobody else can.
The listeners they'll have to speak up. They'll have to, because otherwise, bro, this is a very well-oiled machine that's going on. ये नहीं रुकेगी, ये नहीं रुक सकती, और ये चलती रहेगी, और इसमें बहुत सारे लोगों का फायदा. So it is not only the people who are sitting and say whatever, snorting or drinking or whatever. It's not only those people. It's also those people who say, हाँ, yes, okay, fine, मैं कर दूंगा, मैं कर दूंगी, जो भी है. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इसी, and bro, honestly, Vipin, जनता doesn't know. उनको पता ही नहीं कि चीज कैसे हो रही है. अभी भी मुझे लोग बैठ के बोल रहे हैं, अरे यार आप तो दिखते नहीं हो, आपके गाने सुनाई नहीं देते हैं. But how do I explain to each person कि मेरे गाने क्यों नहीं सुनाई देते हैं यार? मेरे गाने से
Correct.
because मेरे गाने अब तक नहीं पहुंचेंगे, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए.
Yes.
The
Yes.
independent scene has to be discovered. It is not going to reach you because
Yes.
between us and the audience, there's so many things. You know, there's money that is at every step that is controlling the whole situation. But the audience will have to understand that you have to start demanding better. Like for example, people have started eating so much of organic food. There's a reason
Hmm.
they eat organic food. It's the same thing with music. You have to start. You have to start. Like for example, in this entire lockdown, ना women, लोगों ने OTT देखना बहुत ज़्यादा शुरू कर दिया. People are
Correct.
watching more and more of Netflix films, Amazon पे लोग देख रहे हैं because they're realizing कि इतने सालों से जो हमारे देश के लोग हमें जो फिल्में दे रहे थे वो अच्छी फिल्में नहीं थी. बट बिकॉज हमारे पास ऑप्शन नहीं था हमने वही फिल्में देखी और उन लोगों को
Yes.
हमने मल्टी करोड़पति बना दिया.
Yes. 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 Well said. Well said. I agree with you. So now let's go back and talk about Maeri.
Ah,
Okay? Because I think, I mean, it's one of the most beautiful. I won't say biggest and smallest and greatest. I'll just say it's one of the most beautiful songs to have come out of the independent scene in our country ever, by far. And I was reading. I think you reposted Mairi just a day or two before on your channel.
yesterday
Great.
we launched it.
Yesterday.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
So first of all, it was so awesome to see so many people sending in their versions. I was just checking your Insta stories, and there were literally hundreds of them, right?
yes.
I mean, how does that feel? I can only imagine, but how does that feel?
So Vipin, actually my very blessed song, I will say that it's a very blessed song, and I think we are a very blessed band. Everybody who was associated with Maeri actually today is doing extremely well. I will just say this, Vipin, that such songs you don't make them, they happen. You don't make them. So you wanted to know the story behind it. So story is simple,
Yes.
yeah. I was sleeping, bro, and I was sleeping, and I woke up at some 3:30 in the morning. This tune was going on, you know, which was na 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 Maeri. So the word Maeri is coming to me again and again, and I remember Jaideep Sahni, my bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I it's 3:30 in the reason क्या हुआ यार पॉली फोन क्यों कर रहा है यार तो ऐसे जयदीप ये गाना है यार मेरे दिमाग में गाना आ रहा है गाना कैसे कहता सुना तो आई प्लेड इट टू हिम ही सेड यार गाना तो बहुत अच्छा है इट्स लवली सॉन्ग व्हाट इज इट अबाउट I said, see, the word Maeri is coming in my head. My माँ belongs to Jammu and Kashmir, जहाँ पे माँ को लोग माए बुलाते हैं प्यार से और भी प्यार से मायरी तो ही अच्छा यानी कि माँ पे गाना है मैंने कहा हाँ यार माँ पे गाना है पर कहता अच्छा मैं कुछ बनाता हूँ मैंने कहा ठीक है सो ही रोट अ वर्जन द वर्जन वाज अबाउट अ सोल्जर हु वाज डाइंग इन द बैटलफील्ड इन हिज मदर्स लैप एंड ही इज टॉकिंग टू हिज मदर somehow I found it very grim, very grim. When you are much younger, you don't want to talk about death and stuff like that. So I said, listen, Jerry. Basically, ऐसा है कि my mother is the closest to me. I tell her about everything in my life. अच्छी बुरी जो भी चीजें मैं उनको बताता हूँ. So ये गाना I want to tell her about the girl I could not get. So he said, okay, fine. इसके बाद हम लोग बनाते हैं एक गाना इसके बाद हम लोग एक वर्जन बनाते हैं. So he started writing in Punjabi and I started writing in Hindi.
Okay.
And that became what it has become and
Right.
the thing is about the song is this bro that I will never understand how it ended up. Now you use the word one of the most beautiful. I'll use the word. It is maybe India's most loved song ever. I have not seen this kind of love for any song in this country. I've never seen. मैं कभी देखा ही नहीं इतना प्यार किसी गाने के लिए मैं देखा ही नहीं कभी और उसका कारण I think there were a lot of emotion involved with the song. There's a mother involved. There's a lost love involved. And there's a if you see the video even which is actually my attitude in life कि कुछ भी खराब हो जाए last में smile जरूर करना है चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए so it's good for life. So I think all those things just connected and the music video Pradeep Sarkar made the best music video I think that's ever happened though I rate Dhoom's video even better but Maeri connected with everybody. Eric Pillai this was Eric's first job as a mix engineer and I'm telling you you hear it after 21 years it still sounds the same. I mean, it sounds as fresh as it was. So, pata nahi kya blessing thi, okay? Eric's first job, Rimi Sen's first job. She was the actor. Sonal Sehgal's first job. One of the initial jobs of this great cinematographer Natarajan, one of his first jobs. You know, I can just rattle off the number of people who are involved with the production. Amit Sharma, who's company, you know, he was
Yes.
he was a assistant on this video. His wife Alia was acting in the video. So मैं कितने लोग then Gajraj was an assistant on this video. So मैं
Wow.
कितने लोग, all of them have been blessed by this song and the journey that they took from here on, including Euphoria. So पता नहीं क्या था bro, इसके साथ कोई blessing थी, या तो मेरी माँ की blessing थी या सबकी माँ की blessing थी, but there was a blessing with this song. And I will always remember it as a song that happened. It was meant to happen. It happened. It happened via me. Great. It would have happened via somebody or the other.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I think you know, I agree with you. They say that every song has a destiny
Yes.
because it is something that comes into being not because you controlled it, because you let it flow.
Bilkul. And that is the thing. That's the beauty of free independent music. You can say what you want to say. ये
Yes.
का गाना अगर हमने किसी फिल्म के लिए बनाया होता तो वो 100% कुछ और ही होता, 100% वो
Yeah.
होते, कुछ और ही होता. So what I'm saying is, bro, it is so important for all the people who are watching this. It is so important for people to realize that, you know, जो आपकी दिल की बात है, जो आपकी सच्चाई है, आप उसी को बयान करिए. वो लोगों को पसंद आएगी या नहीं आएगी उसके बारे में मत सोचिए. Definitely किसी का दिल मत दुखाइए. Don't hurt anybody, but always say what is the truth, what you feel is the truth, and then, you know, at least, you know, back yourself. And that's what, you know, I did, you know, we did, the band did. And I still remember this, you know, and I want to say this to you, Vipin, that, you know, when the song, you know, before the song happened, the rest of my band, except DJ, the rest of my band was not very happy with the song. They didn't like the song. They were like, yeah, ye kya gana hai?
Oh, is
Because see,
it?
yeah, because rock band mein hota na yaar, guitar nahi hogi, drums nahi honge, keyboard nahi, kya hai, you know?
Where's my solo, bro?
Where's my solo, bro? So basically, this song had no keyboard. It had no electric guitar. It had no solo. The solo was a Algoza. There were no drums. There were tabla and dholak. And that's how Prashant and Rakesh came into the band. So
Yes, yes.
nobody supported the song. But when the mix came, the first mix came, and everybody heard it, सबकी, I'm sorry to use it on the channel, सबकी फट गई. उनको समझ नहीं आया गाना क्या है, you know what happened. And in that moment, you know, I also love the song कि भी बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है. But I want to say this to you, Vipin. Today, as I'm sitting over here and I'm speaking to you, I really feel it is not my song anymore. It is everybody's. It's not my song anymore. It's everybody's song, because everybody's interpretation, like how what you did yesterday, ma, what a phenomenal interpretation. You know? So
Thanks.
everybody is different. Everybody's emotion for his mother is different. Everybody's life story, and that's what it's
True.
all about.
True. So interestingly, but before we go forward, since we are still on Maeri, are you in the mood to play some guitar and sing whatever you wish to sing for us?
Take it back home, right?
Awesome, awesome. Chalo. So I'm waiting. Please take your time. Sing whatever you wish to and for however long you wish to.
अपने फेवरेट गिटार प्लेयर और सिंगर के सामने बैठ के गाना गा रहा हूँ यार. I'm so happy.
You are too kind here.
No, bro, seriously, man, I swear, Vipin, you have no idea how much I admire you. You have no idea. Just so for everybody and for my bro, Vipin. My bros, Vipin and Vikram and your mom. चिट्ठियां लगाती तो कांपती थी पलकें मायरी, चुन्नियां सजा के वो देती वादे कल के मायरी, मेरे हाथों में था उसका हाथी चाशनी सी हर उसकी बात मायरी आप ही हंसती मायरी आप ही रोंदी मायरी याद वो आएरी गल्ला करदी मायरी अखा नाल लड़दी मायरी याद वो आएरी लिपट के माती थी वो चल के मायरी, तेरियां हो जाए तो रोती हो के के मायरी, फिर से मैं रो फिर वो गाए ठंडी हवाएं Nannata langdi Maeri, mannata magdi Maeri, yaad wo Maeri. भूल गई मेरा प्यार मैं बस लगे महीने Maeri, yaad wo Maeri. Yaad wo aayi, Maeri, yaad wo aayi, Maeri, yaad wo Maeri. मुड़की कर हे Maeri, अब क्या करूं कैसे कहूं हे
My God. Thank you so much, Polly. This is like, I mean, come on. Dr. Palash Sen singing Maeri on our Insta chat. It's too cool. Too cool. I mean,
bro,
dream come true.
what is cool is you and I are chatting, bro. That's the cool part, bro.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you have no idea how happy I am that we are doing this. And, the things that, you have already said today, they already are, just in my heart. So,
Thank you. Thank you. So what makes, what I believe is that in a way, Maeri changed the direction and sound of Euphoria to come, because if that was the first time you got Indian percussion, tabla, dholak in the first time, was that sort of a turning point? Because see, it was interesting again when I was going through all your videos, Polly, and I also remember this from the earlier days, because like you rightly said, when we were on college, we were all performing covers of Western bands. That's how it all started, and then obviously everybody found their sound. But some of your songs, I think, okay, so aesthetically, I think you have two very different personalities in your music. One is which stems from that influence of the Western sound. So songs like Tum, which I absolutely love and a lot of people do. Yeah, even the relatively new one, Ik Tarfa,
yes.
right? So that is this one direction, and then obviously it has this other direction, which is be it Maeri, be it Dhoom, be it even Kabhi Aana Tu Meri Gali, right? Now that has a very strong North Indian folk influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, was like what I wanted to understand was that was Maeri a natural turning point? Was that a decision which was conscious? Was that a decision that happened because you guys were experimenting and you said, "Whoa, this is we're having so much fun with this"? So what was it?
So, Vipin, kya hai ke basically we all started as rock bands. It was an English rock
Yes.
band. But as a
Yes.
person, bro, I mean, I think by now everybody knows I am definitely Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. सबको पता है. So, आधा डॉक्टर हूँ, आधा मिस्टर हाइड. तो में मल्टीपल पर्सनालिटीज होती हैं, पर्सोनास होती हैं, और मुझे ना
Yes.
हमेशा के बाद आई यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज बी एक्साइटेड. I used to always look for versatility in any situation. How versatile is a musician? How versatile is a sing? Which is what I discovered with you also when you used to do all those jingles. What you used to do on stage and what you did in the studio were like two different aspects of a persona, and that is something I really got inspired. I thought it's great. So what in my head I was just thinking, like for example, now Vishal as a pentagram guy is very different, but when he's
Yes.
making film music is very different. So these things really inspire. तो मुझे लगता है कि यार, it can be done, it should be done. Versatility should be shown in different ways. And I was very, very blessed to have a very, very able and a very awesome best friend in DJ Bhaduri. So DJ was also always up for experimenting. जबकि वो मुझसे ज़्यादा westernized है, मुझसे ज़्यादा English music सुनता है और करता है. But he was very, experiment. So we'd already experimented with Dhoom Pichak, if you remember, on the first album.
Yes. Yes.
That experiment had already happened. And the reaction that Dhoom Pichak got, it made me more confident. I said, listen, it's a great thought to get Indian rhythms with a bass, a guitar, and a little more westernized singing. See, because Maeri straight ahead Hindustani singing. It's actually still a very... So, which is what took me to Maeri. and which then later took us to Ana Meri Gali and other this thing. But you're very right that we have different aspects of a persona that comes out in different songs, and I think
Yes.
that makes a Euphoria gig very interesting because somebody
Yes.
always has something new to look forward to. So
Yes.
there
Yes.
is the Roklo, there is a Bhula Sab, there is a Tum, there is a Shanana, there is a Dhum Pichak, there is a
Yes.
Maeri. So you have something new to look forward to in every song. So the chances of you getting bored are very, very less. Plus मैं stage पे इतनी देर कूदता रहता हूँ कैसे बोर हो गए यार आंखें यूं चलती
I
रहेगी.
I know, I know. A Euphoria gig is. I mean, I think you named the band. It couldn't have been chosen a more apt name. It is euphoric, like from the word go, and a
We
great
could have,
lineup of musicians.
no, we could have had an alternative name in Jumping Jacks also.
That was taken by Bollywood too, bro. I'm sorry about that. Awesome, awesome. This is awesome, Polly. It was absolutely brilliant having this chat with you.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you would like to talk about that maybe I have missed?
I have said everything, Vipin. I just hope and pray that the path that you are walking, it just goes on, and I really hope and pray that we see a day when independent music is there in its actual form. A lot of people are talking about independent music today. कि भी अभी हम single निकाल रहे, but वो independent music नहीं है. They sound like film rejects that are being made into singles. They're
Well
not
said.
that. It's not independent music really. Independent music जो होता है और मैं independent music इसलिए नहीं बोलता हूँ कि independent music has a sound. No, independent music is music which is not in the shackles of a label or anything which maybe is a film XYZ. That's independent music. लोगों को ये पहले पता होना चाहिए कि independent music का मतलब क्या होता है. Secondly, I would like to say this that हम लोग we live in a country where, as I said, people ना लोग भेड़ चाल में चलते हैं. Like ये चीज ठीक है चलो इसके पीछे चलना शुरू कर दो. थोड़ा सा I think and this country has a lot of intelligence. It has a lot of character. People should start realizing that a country's music or a country's entertainment is actually आपकी दुनिया में आपकी वही पहचान है. That is your पहचान. If your caller tune is going to be city mar, तो फिर that is your पहचान to the world. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with city mar. I'm happy, but there should not only be music like city mar.
Yes.
That is there has to again people should have the option to choose from a buffet. कि भाई सब कुछ है. I can choose what kind of music I want to listen to. I can choose what kind of entertainment I want to watch or listen to or follow. And that is something, I hope, this entire, as I started this thing called India for Indie, on page.org. Hope this, it catches some kind of fire, and we are able to make a music industry. And, whenever we talk next, we are still talking about better things and more hopeful things. So saying कि इससे खराब है. But मेरे दिल में hope है विपिन. मुझे लगता है ये सब चीजें होंगी. एक होप के साथ आशा के साथ स्माइल के साथ चलना चाहिए. Who knows what happens tomorrow? We didn't know there's going to be a virus that's going to bring everybody to a standstill. So who knows? Maybe all the crap that is being made will be brought to a standstill also. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be the one good outcome of this entire shit, wouldn't it? If that happens.
So
Awesome,
Vipin,
awesome.
This entire session cannot be over without you singing something for me. I think तो गा दिया. No, you also have to sing.
अरे पॉली
बनता है.
मैंने तो तैयारी नहीं की. मैंने सोचा आप वो सामने there's no way I can sing.
What are you saying, bro?
No, no.
कुछ तो गाएगा आज. Come on.
Actually, let me pull out if I have the guitar. Please wait.
Go for it.
See, it's only fair. मतलब I cannot, on a usual circumstance, मैं बोलता कि मुश्किल है, मगर आपने तो गाया है, so बनता है. I will try and hope that the guitar is in tune. Let's see.
Perfect.
आवाज आ रही है?
Superb.
So I'll sing a song. मैं अपना एक गाना गाता हूँ, क्या तू जाने.
Okay.
आँखों में है उगती सुबह, सुबह की धूप मिले फिर तू इस तरह, तेरे दिल में बसी है हजार जो ख्वाहिशें, वही तो है धड़कने तेरी, जिसे ढूंढे है तू, जैसे खोजे है तू, जैसे पंछ प्यासा को ढूंढे तुझे भी। क्या तू जाने हू, या तू जाने ना, तू पहचाने ये हू, या पहचाने ना, क्या तू जाने ये हू, या तू जाने ना, तू पहचाने ये हू, या पहचाने ना।
Vipin!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are my audience, I'm your audience.
Yeah, who can match what you the way you sing? Yeah, I mean, I'll always be your fan, bro. मुझे तेरे गाना इतना अच्छा लगता है. And thank you so much for inviting me today. I've been seeing a lot of people asking me to sing one song. So मैं उस
Yes.
वो गाना we will put an end to this session, but we must do this more often.
We must do this more often. एक बार comments भी आप पढ़ लें if there is any person who you'd like to answer any question. But yes, गाना आप जरूर गाओ पहले. That is.
तूने अभी सभी क्वेश्चन पूछ लिए, अब इसके बाद और रह क्या गया है? और हमने अभी इंडस्ट्री की तो बैंड बजा ही दी है, अब वो और क्या?
That is the best part about being independent.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about किसकी बैंड बजानी है.
नहीं, and that's also the best part of being independent. तुम कभी इंडस्ट्री में जाओगे ही नहीं.
हाँ, fact of the matter.
I must tell you, Euphoria is watching right now. Vipin, everybody's watching you right now, and they're all here in full force because
that's lovely.
So because हम लोग तो परिवार हैं, we are all family, and which
of
is
course.
we all supporting you, and we all love what you've done with Maeri. I just want to say this again. All those who haven't heard it still, please go to his Vipin's YouTube channel and watch it. It's really a different take on Maeri and one of the best versions I have ever heard. And I wish मेरे अंदर इतना दिमाग होता कि मैं ऐसा एक version बना सकता था. So this is a song that dedicated to everybody who's watching today's session. And with these times, just made there's so much of death and disaster and disease. I just hope एक अच्छी सुबह आएगी, एक नया सवेरा आएगा और हम लोग सब हमेशा के लिए महफूज रहेंगे. जिंदगी है धुआं तो क्या, बुझ गई हर सुबह तो क्या, रूठा मुझसे खुदा तो क्या, हो गए हम जुदा तो क्या, फासले थे हजारों दरमियां, थे हजारों इम्तिहान, फिर भी बन के निशान तेरे होठों के किसी कोने में हंसी की तरह मैं महफूज हूँ. तेरी आंखों के छिपे दर्द में आंसू की तरह महफूज हूँ. तेरी आंखों में महफूज हूँ, तेरी आंखों में महफूज हूँ, तेरी बातों में महफूज हूँ, तेरे वादों में. तेरे होठों के किसी कोने में हंसी तरह मैं महफूज हूँ. महफूज हूँ, महफूज हूँ, महफूज हूँ.
I'm sure everybody who saw that was really, really happy, man. It was amazing. And this is like a proper slow rock ballad, right?
Yes.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. So, Polly, thank you so
Thank,
much
thank you, bro. Thank you
for
so
all
much.
the music, for all the music, for all the inspiration, for all the positivity, for the
Bro,
voice that you raise, for the
Vipin,
solidarity.
thank you for your inspiration, the way you inspired me so many years ago, when you used to call me to sing for your jingles. That is something I'll never forget. And I'll always be grateful for all the money also that you gave me. So I'll be grateful for all that. I'll be grateful for all these memories for so many years, bro. And it's people like you who inspired me, which what help and inspire me today, that helps me walk my path.
So let's walk this path step at a time and hope for a better tomorrow for all of us
Yes,
artists, writers, original creators. And
yes.
I wish you all the best, Polly. So much of love I've gotten in this Insta live
Thank you.
that I can't tell you. Thank you so much.
God bless you, man. God bless you.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thanks so much for joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. And I mean, I'm really touched by everything that went down with Polly. It was just beautiful catching up with him. I hope some of you who saw it also had a nice evening. So, all right, I'll be signing off now and hope to see you whenever I see you, wherever I see you. Okay, this is Vipin Mishra. Wishing you good night. See you soon. Take care, stay safe, and wish you all the best.